Hello and welcome to English Digest. I'm Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
So in this unit, we'll be looking at picture writing, which is a great way to use your imagination and creativity. Elsie, have you ever tried getting something from a capsule toy machine?
Oh, yes, I have. It's always exciting to see what you'll get. But sometimes things could go wrong.
Exactly. That's how I feel. And that is what we are going to focus on today. So let's get ready and let's take a look at the prompt for this month's picture writing. Our prompt says, take a close look at the 3 pictures on the right. Then imagine what might happen in the 4th picture. Write a story that includes what's happening in all the pictures and end with a complete conclusion. Your story should be written in 2 paragraphs and be at least 120 words long.
今天的看图写作提示是请仔细观察右方3幅连环图片的内容，并想象第4幅图片可能的发展，然后写出一篇涵盖每张图片内容且结局完整的故事。文分2段，文长至少是120个单字。那接下来到了 develop and approach 的地方，我们要注意到第一个，看图写作是一种叙述的文章哦，着重在描述图片的各项细节内容，包含人、事、时、地、物等等。可观察图中人物的表情啦、服装、动作，生动的细节描述和意想不到的结局是使一篇文章脱颖而出的关键。那第二个，连环图写作的步骤如下。第一个，请仔细解读每张图中的主要讯息。第二个，设定故事主题，并以此针对图中的相关细节加以描述，运用合理的联想或是推理串联情节，让每一张图片之间的发展都是顺畅自然，并且具有逻辑，而且还有相关性的。第三个，设定最后一张图的情节。这个呢，本次写作的高潮与结局必须和前3张图的内容有所呼应。也就是说，文章必须要包含起承转合4个部分。建议可以将前面2个部分放在第1段，其余的放在第2段。那第三个，在故事形态的写作当中，时态原则上是以过去式系列为主。第4个，在下笔前要先决定叙事的人称，也就是你要第1、第2还是第3人称。此外，为了方便故事的叙述，可以让图片中的角色有名字，也就是可替图片中的角色命名。第5个，故事型的写作讲求流畅，因此呢，与其选用花俏或是艰涩难懂的字词，或是复杂易错的语句，不如用平易近人的字句，才能够去吸引读者，并且展现故事的趣味哦。那在我们熟悉了 develop and approach 之后，我们要进到的是 brainstorming time。先写下3张图片中的重点，或者是任何你观察到的细节，再来架构这篇写作的大纲。那透过写出这些细节，你就可以更能掌握到文章的重点和方向，不容易偏题。然后你最后再把这些写出来的重点延伸变成你的 outline. So, Adam, let's talk about these pictures first.
Sure. All right. So looking at the first picture, we see that the boy is really excited. He looks excited, doesn't he? Wouldn't you say so? Yeah, right. Well, he's pointing at the capsule toy machine and smiling. So, yeah, maybe he's back from school or from work and he's very excited. He wants to pick out a capsule toy. And you see these capsule machines in quite a few places, don't you?
Right. So you can see them probably in front of a convenience store.
Yeah, a convenience store, your 7-Elevens, your Family Marts, and even just on the street, on your way home, you see quite a few.
Yeah, so you can really see how eager he is to get a toy. It's that excitement that makes you want to reach in and grab one right away.
Exactly. And then let's take a look at our second photo or our second picture. In the second picture, what happens? His excitement fades. he looks confused and a little bit disappointed. It's like he's realizing it's not as easy as he thought.
Yeah, so something went wrong.
Right. He's wanting the toy he got. Maybe it's not the toy he really, really wanted. And, it's like he's thinking, you're right. Wait, where is my toy? His excitement fades and he's confused and looks disappointed.
Yeah, he seems unsure about whether he made the right choice or not.
Exactly. And that happens with those machines, right? You don't always get what you want. And looking everyone at the third picture, in the third picture, he's holding several capsules, but he looks frustrated. It's clear that he didn't get the one he wanted.
Yeah, that disappointment is so relatable. He probably hoped for a cute toy, but ended up with some random capsules instead.
Right, exactly. And that's what happens to a lot of us, right? It happens quite a bit. You think you're going to get the one you want, and bam, disappointment, you don't get the one you wanted.
So you keep trying, you keep trying, you keep trying.
Exactly. And that leads us to our last picture. Now, the last picture just has a big question mark. What do you think might happen next?
Wow, there are so many possibilities, right? So, he could keep trying to get that toy he wants.
Yeah.
Which would teach him about persistence.
Yeah. Not giving up, right?
Or maybe he realizes it's okay to walk away and enjoy other things.
Exactly. I mean, I really love those ideas. Whether he learns patience or finds happiness elsewhere, it could make a fun story.
We can also use the 5 WH questions and how to ask ourselves questions and create an outline with them. 也就是可以用到5个 WH 开头的疑问词，还有一个 how.
Well, I think that's a great idea, Elsie. Let's break it down.
Okay.
So number 1, for our first WH question, who was in the story?
谁在故事当中就是一个 boy, the boy, or you can name him.
Right.
Maybe the boy's name is Adam. Maybe the boy's name is Eric. Maybe the boy is your brother. Maybe the boy is your cousin.
Right. All right. Now let's take a look at our number 2 WH question we could ask. What was happening?
So the boy tried to get a toy from the capsule machine.
Our third WH question we could ask would be, when did this happen?
When did this happen? 所以我们第一个问题问到了 who was in the story. 我们用到 who 这个疑问词在说的是谁，然后用到了 what was happening， 也就是当时正发生什么事情。他想要拿这个胶囊玩具，可是呢，可能没有拿到他喜欢的。所以第三个问题是 when did this happen？ 那就是问什么时间、什么时候咯。用到的是 when 这个疑问词。So it happened, I would say, after school or on a weekend.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I would say it's probably not happening right in the morning because usually you don't go shopping, capsule shopping, when you have work or school. So yeah, you could take place after school or on the weekend. I like both those ideas. Now jumping to our next WH question, number 4, we could say, where did it take place?
对，是哪里发生的？ This is a good point. So it took place maybe in front of a toy machine in a mall or in front of a store.
Right, yeah. Like we mentioned earlier, in front of convenience stores, you see these capsule machines. And also, yeah, in malls, you see them as well.
对，这些点都可以自行的发挥，你可以发挥你的想象力。好，你写购物中心，你写文具店，你写便利商店都没有错，都是很好的发生地点。
All right, well, moving on to our 5th WH question. Why did the boy want the toy?
Oh, why did he want the toy? He was excited and really wanted a specific toy, right?
Right, maybe it was some kind of special toy. It was a limited edition toy or something like that.
Or maybe he tried to collect something.
Exactly, that's a great point as well. And now let's look at our who or how question, our HW question, we could say. So how did the boy feel when things didn't go as expected?
OK， 所以呢 how 问的是如何嘛，对不对？所以呢他没有拿到他想要的玩具，到底他的感受是什么？好，你们可以把它写进去。所以呢我们可以说 he felt disappointed and frustrated.
Right. And you can tell by this face in the picture that that was what he was feeling.
Yeah, you can talk about his facial expressions too.
Exactly. And by answering these questions, we outlined the story and made sure we covered all the important details. I mean, it was simple. It's a simple way, everyone, to organize our ideas before we started writing.
Right, so here, below the first picture, we see, number 1, a toy machine with new toys. Number 2, my favorite cartoon bird doll. Okay, so here he sees his favorite cartoon bird doll, and that's why he wants that capsule toy so much.
Okay, right. And in picture 2, what does he do? He put a coin in and got one capsule. Uh-oh. Number 2 part, not the color I wanted.
Yeah, it was not the color he wanted. So, below the third picture, number 1, he kept trying. Oh, so he tried 10 times.
Wow.
10 tries. That's what we see here.
Okay, yeah.
But he still didn't get it.
Too bad.
好，所以我们的 outline 把它完成之后呢，你就可以开始去架构你的主题句第一个咯，也就是 topic sentence for the first paragraph. 这句话你看到的是 I walked home after cram school. 我呢补习之后要走回家。And then we see the supporting details.
Very good. And the supporting details are, number 1A, I saw that the toy machine by the roadside had been filled with new toys.
所以这里它的地点用的是 by the roadside. This is where it happened.
Exactly.
也就是在路边。
Next, our supporting detail is B, which says, inside was my favorite cartoon bird doll in 5 different colors.
哇，里面有5种不同颜色他最喜欢的卡通鸟娃娃。
Our next supporting detail for C, we could say is, I put a coin in and turned the dial.
Okay, turn the dial 指的就是去转动那个扭蛋机的那个把手按钮的那个部分哈。然后呢，发生什么事情 ？D, when I opened the capsule, I felt disappointed.
Oh no. Cuckoo, cry, cry. And then our last supporting detail we could say for E would be, it wasn't the color I wanted.
对，所以你看到他这边的顺序步骤相当的清楚。先看到了一个他喜欢的玩具的扭蛋机，然后呢，在里面看到了卡通鸟，是他最爱的。把钱币放进去之后呢，一转拿到的 capsule 不是他想要的，所以呢，现在我们就知道他的感觉上面有所转变，心情上面有所转变，本来是很 excited， 现在变成 disappointed， 因为他要的不是他的颜色，他拿到的不是他要的颜色。再来到了主题句第2句 topic sentence for the second paragraph， 我们这边看到的是 I really wanted the purple one, so I kept trying. So he wanted the purple one.
Right, that was his main goal, was to get the purple one. And then we can look at the supporting details of what happens. So A would say, after 10 tries, I still didn't get it.
试了10遍还是没有拿到他想要的紫色的那一只。
B, I decided to give up and head home.
Oh, OK, 最后他的决定是 give up, 放弃，然后回家去。And C, I noticed the shop selling individual toys.
Gets more interesting. And D, I checked the price and saw that one toy cost the same as a single capsule.
所以他最后选择离开 He chose to walk away. 然后在路上呢，他看到了一间店，卖的就是不同的各个的玩具，然后他发现他要的那一个就是跟一个 single capsule 的花费是一样的。But he tried it 10 times.
He did try 10 times. He was persistent.
所以他已经花了很多钱了。然后 E.
And E, we could say, I could buy a whole set for less than the total amount I had just spent.
对，所以他发现说要花太多钱了，他其实本来可以用一点点钱就可以买到他想要的。那两段写完你的架构之后，来到了结论句 conclusion 的地方。conclusion 这里呢，我们看到的是 This experience taught me to think before spending my money and to always compare prices. 也就是呢，这一次的经验教会我在花钱的时候一定要去思考 think twice before you spend anything.
Right.
还有就是呢，你要 compare prices, 要比价。
Right. There's always going to maybe be another place that has a cheaper thing, right? And that our conclusion has taught us, again, to think before spending your money wisely. All right, everyone. Now it's time for us to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Now, everyone, let's take a look at the writing samples and explanations. Basic sample. Last weekend, I was walking home after cram school. On the way, I saw that the toy machine by the roadside had been filled with new toys. Inside was my favorite cartoon bird doll, which was available in 5 different colors. I put a coin in, turned the dial, and waited for my price to drop. When I opened the capsule, I felt disappointed. It wasn't the color I wanted. I really wanted the purple one, so I kept trying. After 10 tries, I still didn't get it. Feeling sad, I decided to give up and head home. Suddenly, I noticed a shop selling individual toys, including the exact one I wanted. I checked the price and saw that one toy cost the same as a single capsule. Moreover, I could buy a whole set for less than the total amount I had just spent. This experience taught me to think before spending my money and to always compare prices.
OK, 所以呢，在阅读完 basic sample， 也就是基础范文之后啊，你会发现你一直看到，还有刚刚我们在讲说你怎么样要写架构的时候，你一定也会一直听到 capsule 这个字。那它呢是个名词，指的是胶囊或是小容器。所以我们说的扭蛋，扭出来的东西就像是一个胶囊一样，我们就叫它 capsule toy. So, Adam, what do you think about this basic sample?
Well, so overall, the essay has a good beginning, middle, and end. It's making it easy to follow by doing that. It starts with a setting and introduces the problem and concludes with a lesson. So the author shares their emotions like excitement and disappointment. This really does help the reader relate to the experience.
没错，作者分享了自己的情感，怎么样从很兴奋的情绪转变成失望，那这会帮助读者呢跟这个经历产生共鸣。那结尾的地方则是传达了一个重要的 lesson 教训，也就是我们刚刚说到的 It teaches an important lesson about being careful with money and comparing prices, which is practical for readers. 这个教训，这个 lesson 其实呢对读者来说是很实用了。它传达的是你要小心花钱，还有比较价格，这个我们在日常生活当中都会遇到的一个问题。
Right, and it wouldn't make a great story, would it, if in our story we just see a picture of a boy getting the one he wanted. It would be boy puts in coin and then gets the toy he wanted. Therefore, we would have no problem. We would have no conclusion in regards to a good story. It would be very simple, and that does not make a good story. So overall, this story, like we said, has a good beginning. There's a problem. What did the boy learn from that problem?
是的，故事里面一定要有一个问题出现，好，然后呢，怎么样去解决？这样子呢，在读者阅读的时候，才会觉得说可以跟这个故事做一个 relate， 也就是把故事里面的主角发生的经验 relate 到自己的身上，让自己跟这个主角产生共鸣。 那接下来呢，我们就要到 advanced sample 的部分。
Advanced sample. Alex was walking home from work, reflecting on the challenges of the past week. His thoughts were interrupted when he spotted a gashapon machine filled with colorful bird toys. The machine featured 7 common colors and 1 rare golden bird. Alex recalled a post on Threads mentioning that this rare golden bird was limited to fewer than 100 pieces in Taiwan. Hoping for a bit of luck, Alex inserted his first coin into the machine with a grin. As the capsule descended, his heart danced in anticipation. However, when he opened the capsule, his smile faded. The toy inside was just a plain yellow bird. Resolved not to let his week end in disappointment, Alex continued to feed coins into the machine. His frustration mounted with each unsuccessful attempt, and it was clear from his face that his initial excitement was waning. After emptying his wallet and the machine, the last capsule finally contained the golden bird. At first, he experienced a surge of excitement. His eyes sparkled, and he laughed aloud. However, as he walked home with a bag full of unnecessary toys, his smile turned into a frown. The joy of obtaining the bird toy was overshadowed by a profound sense of regret. What was supposed to have been a stress reliever turned into pain caused by excessive spending. This made Alex ponder the real cost of chasing temporary happiness. Okay, so from my perspective, the story is very relatable and draws readers in. Alex's journey from excitement to disappointment is something many people can really understand. And I think the author does a great job of showing Alex's feelings, from happy anticipation to, oh no, frustration and regret. This really makes the story more engaging.
Okay, and the conclusion makes readers think about the real cost of seeking happiness through material things.
Right. I mean, how many times have you bought something that you think's going to make you happy, right? And it makes you happy for maybe an hour, maybe a day. But then after that, what happens to that happiness? It goes away.
对，所以买了自己想要的东西，开心一下下之后，那个 happiness 就不见了。所以呢，我们这个进阶范文当中呢 it actually adds depth to this story, right?
I agree, yes. I think it adds a lot of depth that he didn't get the one that he wanted right away, where there was a challenge that we saw. And by excessive spending, he realizes that, this is not a way to go. This putting in coins and money and throwing it almost down the toilet, right? Just to get something that within 5 days from now, you'll probably even forget about.
没错，那在进阶范文当中呢，我们还看到一个很重要的 grammar point。好，所以我们来看一下这一句哦。这个句子是呢 ，As the capsule descended, his heart danced in anticipation. However, as he walked home with a bag full of unnecessary toys, his smile turned into a frown. 进阶范文这边用到的 as 当作从属连接词来引导副词子句表示时间。那它的解释是当点点点的时候啦，或是随着点点点，等于 when 或是 while。那 as 作为从属连接词，还有其他常见的2个含义。第一个就是表原因，好，那就是因为的意思了，等于 because 或是 since。那第二个呢，是表示如同或是像点点点一样的意思。那这边呢有一个例句，我们可以说 The audience held their breath as the magician performed his most dangerous trick. 当魔术师表演他最危险的魔术的时候，观众屏住了呼吸。那这里呢，你还可以用 when 去代替这个 as。那接下来还有一个例句Adam was the next example sentence.
As her phone battery was dead, Emma couldn't call for help when her car broke down.
好，所以这边的 as 就不像前面那样子去解释为 when 或 while， 这边解释的是 because 或是 since， 也就是带出原因。那刚这个例句在说的是，因为手机没有电了 ，Emma 的车子抛锚的时候就没有办法打电话求助。And here's another one.
The new employee performed excellently as his resume suggested he would.
正如他的履历所显示的那样，这位新员工表现得很出色，所以这里你会发现这个例句 as 解释为如同或是像点点点一样。那接下来还有一个第二个重点我们要注意的就是呢，这个句子 resolved not to let his week end in disappointment, Alex continued to feed coins into the machine. 这边我们用到动词 resolve， 它有下定决心或是决定的意思。那片语呢是 resolve to do something， 下定决心做某事，或是下定决心做点点点点。那片语呢我们还可以用 determine to do something， 或是 make up one's mind to do something。 好，这些都可以用来指下定决心做某事。
So an example sentence we could say would be after considering all the options, Sandra determined to study abroad.
没错，在考虑了所有选项之后 Sandra 决定出国留学。还有一个例句提供给各位同学哦。Andrew made up his mind to quit his job and pursue his passion for art. Andrew 决定辞职去追求他对艺术的热情。然后在这篇进阶范文当中，我们还看到了很多重要的 vocabulary words， 比如说第一个 gashapon， 这个就是扭蛋。
Right, it's a Japanese word.
对，这个就是从日文的声音写成英文的扭蛋的单字 gashapon.
Right, so we could say for an example sentence, the gashapon machine was filled with colorful toys.
第二个 anticipation 这个名词是期待或是盼望。
We could say she felt a sense of anticipation before her birthday party.
And number 3, mount. 好，这边是动词，增加或是上升。
The excitement began to mount as the concert approached.
Okay, so what's the fourth word? Wane.
Wane.
动词衰落，减少。
So, yeah, an example sentence for Wayne, we could say his interest in video games started to wane as he got older. So started to fall off, not be so important anymore.
Number 5, surge. 这边是个名词哦，指的是情感的涌现或是高涨。
We could say there was a surge of happiness when she won the award.
And number 6, overshadow. 动词使黯然失色或是使相形见绌。
An example for that would be the big storm overshadowed the fun of the festival.
第7个 ponder 这个动词是反思或是沉思。
Okay, for this one we could say he took a moment to ponder his decision before speaking.
Okay, so that's all the time we have for today.
Thank you everyone. My name is Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
We'll see you next time.
See you soon. Bye-bye.